Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you what my little compost bin is looking like, and here comes the sun. So we're gonna take a look at how I'm making compost. Okay, mind you, this is my first time making compost. I don't know if y'all can see, it's the bin with the yellow top. Okay, so that is where all of my compost goes. It is my first time, y'all, and I know when it comes to making compost, like I see videos where they have like this ratio of the organic matter that they're adding. There's a ratio. I'm not doing any of that, y'all. I am just throwing things in there. Okay. Now I have some dried up brown leaves that I have stored in my garage. So what I do is I just layer, and again, there's no ratio amount. I just layer things. I started out with a lot of soil because I had soil left over from my containers that I wanted to revitalize. So I threw them in that bin and I started layering that bin with some banana peels, eggshells, vegetable scraps. And when you're making compost, you don't want to add any meat, anything like milk. It has to be like brown matter, paper. You can add a little bit of soil, not too much soil. That's pretty much it. All your kitchen scraps, your eggshells, your banana peels, your vegetable scraps. I eat a lot of salad, so whatever scrap is left over, it just goes right in that compost bin. So I started my own little compost because soil is very expensive. The amount of soil that I used to fill up all of the containers, I don't even want to get into how much I paid for soil. So I'm like, it just makes sense, right? Anyone who's gardening should have a compost bin started on the side because you are going to have materials to add to your compost bin. If you're in the kitchen, that can be thrown in the compost bin. Look at my cucumber plant. It's losing most of its leaves. It's a skeleton at this point, but all of the leaves, they went straight into the compost bin. I'm using some to make like organic liquid fertilizer, but most of the leaves, y'all, went into the compost bin. So if you are gardening, you are going to have materials to create compost. So that's one of the reasons why you should start composting. It's because soil is just too darn expensive. The other reason is because you get to control what you add to your soil, right? You get to control what is in there. There's no mystery fillers, there's no chemicals. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't know if it's a dragonfly. I hope y'all can see it. But that is so cool, y'all. I got distracted by the dragonfly. But yeah, you get to control what's in the soil, and healthier soil means healthier plants. So that's another reason why you should compost. Another reason should be you just get to reduce the waste that goes to landfill, right? So instead of throwing away your banana peels, your paper, anything that can be compost, instead of throwing it in the trash so it can go to the landfill, add it back to your garden so you can have yourself some nutrient rich soil to grow in. Listen, it's free, it reduces waste. You're basically turning trash into treasure. That's what you're doing. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at my compost bin, see what's in there, how it's looking. I have some frozen banana peels that I'm going to be adding in there, so we'll go ahead and do that. Every time I go in there, like I see worms and I'm just like excited. It's exciting. Worms, we know that worms is good for the garden. So yeah, let me show you how I do it. Okay, y'all, so here is the bin. We're gonna open it. First of all, before we open up the bin, it's just a regular bin that I got from Home Depot, and I wanted to keep the top closed, but I also wanted to allow that ventilation. So what I did was, on the cover, I created some holes, and then I also added mesh, right? Because I didn't want too many flies going in and out. So this is how I constructed my compost bin. I still get some flies that goes in. This is how it's looking so far. It's been raining a lot, y'all, so it's very heavy. And then as you can see, I just cut off some branches from my tomato plants. These are from my cucumbers, and then I have some browns in there. Now I also have this. This is frozen banana peels. So we're gonna go ahead and add that in here as well. I should have thawed it out first, but it's okay. It's gonna thaw out in its own. So we can just go ahead and toss that in there. Once a week, I turn the compost, okay? The way that I do that is with a hand shovel. So I have these two hand shovel that I got from the Dollar Tree. So every Saturday I come out here and I just churn my compost. Start from the outer edges and lift the materials towards the center. Just churn it. That's pretty much all you're doing. I think I'm going to use the other one. So just lift it from the center. And y'all, you're going to see the worms. Lift everything towards the center. And you're basically just getting the bottom part of the compost. Try to get it to the top. This is going to allow for aeration. Yeah, so that's basically it, y'all. And if it's dry, you want to go ahead and add a little bit of water because it should feel like a wet sponge, okay? It shouldn't be like soup, but like a wet sponge. And that is pretty much composting. I'm going to just allow this to continue breaking down. I have a whole bunch of cucumber leaves that I'm also going to be composting. Most of my eggshells, I save those to make eggshell powder. So they're all in a fridge, and I'm going to make a video on that soon. I can't wait because I love making eggshell powder. But y'all, if you're not composting, why aren't you? If you want to save money on soil, this is the best way. I think this is going to be ready by next spring, I would say. I want to fill this container up, and this is going to be a good amount of compost. So yeah, I'm excited. And by the way, this is a closer look of my compost bin top. So I just added like the mesh underneath the top, and then just kind of tie it with some wire string. I don't know if that's what you call it. And that's pretty much how I did it. I cut the mesh up, got it from Home Depot, made some hole on the top lid, and then just tied it up with the strings. And that's pretty much it, y'all. You want to ensure that you're churning the compost once a week, at least a minimum of once a week. So I do that every single Saturday. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much composting. This bin full of compost, like I don't have to go to the store to buy any compost, y'all. When I have all of my compost done, I can just use it in my garden and I will have healthier plants. I hope you got some valuable information from this video. I hope you found it informative. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to check out my previous video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.